in apologizing to all of you. We don't think it's meaningless. So I want you to have that when you're listening, because there's so much to grasp. There are all kinds of audience here. Okay, thank you very much.
So I'm just going to say something for 1 or 2 minutes and then give it over to the main speaker for the day here. So basically what I want to say is this. So in many situations you can be, like I said, you can be a PBS or an SPS, which means that you can be either a victim. You know what a victim is? Somebody does something to you and you suffer, you're a victim. But when you do something to somebody else, you are a perpetrator. Okay? So in simple terms, either you are a plain valid snitch or a star valid snitch, right? That's why I keep asking about it. So why do I talk about when were you a star valid snitch? Here's what happens. When you're a victim, there's not much you can do about it. There are some things, and in fact I want to get to the things that you can do later. But when you are a perpetrator, often what happens, we don't even know that we have done something wrong. We may not even realize. And that's one point. The second point is that when you're the perpetrator, you have maximum control over what you can do. You all agree that you can control your own actions better than you can control others' actions? So when you are a perpetrator, you can actually do something about it without going anywhere else. All you need to do is just by yourself. When you're a victim, you need the cooperation of the other person so that you are not the victim. You see what I'm saying? So we try to bring up this thing because we want to tell you what you can do, what we can do for ourselves. That's why we're trying to bring up the cases where you're the perpetrator, and first of all to make you aware that these are ways in which you might be hurting others. You may not do it consciously, you may not do it wantonly, but these are ways, and then you can do something to fix it. So with that preface, what I want to do is, Murali Uncle, Padma again, I requested Murali Uncle last week, if he could come and talk to us today about some of his experiences. We always believe that when people talk about their personal experiences, the message gets through much more clear. So we asked Murali Uncle to come and talk. So he's going to talk. And he has declined the use of the mic, so he's going to talk loud, so everybody be quiet. Can you hear me? Okay, just as Padma said, we all raised with different beliefs and different interpretation of our scriptures. Our parents believe, because parents usually, when parents are raised, we all know that they are not allowed to ask questions. Okay, when the great grandparents say, you follow this, they say, you know what, we are elders, you just follow it, because they are not allowed to ask questions. So we cannot truly blame our parents and those people who are following certain traditions, certain beliefs of our scriptures. Okay, so I went through a few incidents in my life. It bothered me, and I was able to correct as even the last time I visited India, I faced some of the challenges and what people believe in that. So I used to correct. So it bothered me right from when I was 5th grade. Okay, I still remember that incident. Okay, so again, my parents, they have 5 siblings, 5 brothers, and they were conducting the Swadham for my grandparents. Okay, the death anniversary, they were doing rituals. Okay, so they believe that that particular rituals was supposed to be for the Brahmin, and they're other than people who are not Brahmin, they should not be seeing those people while performing rituals. Or when they're eating, they should not be watching them eat. Some belief they have. That's how they've been brought up. Okay. So happened that the 5th grade and just going on. Obviously, we have homes. Obviously, the doors were open. The house, it was not a very big house. The house was open. So the lady who was cleaning the bathroom, the lady she was passed by, and I just turned around, looked at while people are eating and rituals, and then including my father and their brother, they shouted at her, "Why are you looking at? You are not supposed to look at this." Okay, so you are not supposed to look at this, and then I'm sorry, I don't know that. Okay, so and then she went. That even now that the face of the lady is still in my eyes, and it bothered me. Okay, I was thinking that cannot be right. Something is discriminating people. Our scriptures cannot say that our scripture, can discriminate people because of these people are Brahmin and this is high, this is low. I don't think so. There's something bothered me. Obviously, I was not allowed to ask too much questions to my parents. I didn't go too far. Okay, so it bothered me. That is keep on happening, and many incidents I faced after that. Okay, so after when I grew up, at least I wanted to learn deeper. I wanted to follow certain things, and then I wanted to make sure that I don't discriminate people. I don't think so. The scriptures develop. So that what happened is then during my 2002, my mother passed away. Okay, and before that, I have my childhood friend whose name is Krishna. He was not born on a Brahmin family, but he was very close friend. When even now, from the born, he was close. Even now, he's close to me. He was very poor, and he does a lot of help to everybody, and everybody around the colony. He took his help, and he was poor and faced a lot of problems in his life and everything. So during my mother was sick or lost before she died, about 4 or 5 years, and she was in the deathbed almost like several months, and then she was had a stroke and she was in the bed, and then he asked, okay, I'll move to your house. Okay, I asked him to move their family, my house, and he took care of my mother when she was suffering for the last 4 or 5 years. So, and then we have a sibling, we take turns to go to India, we help them everything, and he was the main person who took care of my mother when she was last 4 or 5 years ago. So when my mother passed away, obviously all my relatives came, and they told that, okay, since he was not considered Brahmin, he should not be allowed to stay in the house. Okay, I said, at the time I'm the elder son, the things, so now to mark his spine, I was able to do something, because he was victim. So I said, you know what, I'm sorry, he's going to be at our house, okay, because he has done more than me as a son, okay, he has done more than my duty, he has performed that when there is a critical juncture. So I said, he has his family, he has children and his wife and children, so he has to be there in my house. So whoever has a problem, they can leave, rather than him leave. That's what I made it clear. So, and also on top of that, I called the priest, I told him that when I perform the karma for my mother, I told that he will be part of the performing for my mother, because he did took care of my mother. So I asked the priest, do you have any problem in the Shastra, what it says? He said, no, he can do that. Okay, a lot of people have adopted family, adopted children, they can perform, right? It does not have to be born in the blood related to do the performance. So I told, I want, whenever I go to my cremation to my mother and he came with me, he did everything with me. So I made sure that his wife and everybody performed. Okay, so that's what I did. And some people have objections, and some people, okay, they got used to that. Okay, that's what happened. And then during the 13 days, I asked him to follow with me, and then he did that. Okay, there are something they told me. So don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing the culture or there's a question of discriminating that, I'm not understanding properly what the true Brahmana means. I'll come to that, how we teach the 9th grade and above and what the true Brahmana means. Okay. So, and they told me, okay, you are the Karta, you should not go out of the house for 13 days. I said, okay, I believe that's okay. It does not impact any discrimination, it does not impact me, okay, no problem. Because if I go out, if something happens to me, I should not be, I should be in the position to follow. I followed them. It does not have any discrimination. So certain things, I take it as an intelligent decision to follow certain things, and certain things as something which is discriminating, I said choose to object those things. This followed happened, and last year we went to India, and for my brother's son's Upanayam, okay, Upanayam, they don't know the Upanayam, okay, and then we perform certain functions before Upanayam about some they consider the truly holy function something, and they told that, can you ask this person to go away from the house for 3 days and then he can come back? No. I said, no, why? Because he's not born in the Brahmin family, can you do that? No. He will be performing. He will be part of this. It's like some ladies, they perform some basically some blessings from the people who died, something. So I said, no, she can also part of this function. Let her be part of that function. Okay. There were a lot of people are objected, and I said, no, I want it. And he was a very nice person. He said, no, man, don't worry, don't make it a scene. I want to go out. I have some work, and then he went out. And then his wife said, no, I don't want to. He was staying inside the house, inside the room separately, not coming out of the room. At the time, my daughter Aishi was also there. Then she was also not happy. She was business, and she was inside with her completely throughout the room, giving her company. By whether she understands Tamil or not, she understands English or not, doesn't matter. But they spoke for 4 hours. Okay. So she was giving company, and then and then they were talking about, okay, Murali, let's go and eat. I said, no, I want Krishna to come here. No, Krishna said, no. If you don't come, I will not eat. I want him to be eaten with me together, sitting next to me. I want his wife to be sitting with my wife, sitting next to me. That's what I made it clear. So they said, okay, that's okay. So they allowed, and finally I made sure that it's equal treatment is given to the person who is considered not born in the Brahmin family. Okay. So the reason I'm saying those things is, okay, the scriptures were written, okay, you correct me if wrong, scriptures were written with some interpretation. Okay, and originally, very olden days, ancestors, they used to follow a true Brahmin way of life, way of life. Okay, we call it as there's a lot of classification of Brahmana by guna, Brahmana by work, Brahmana, a lot of different classification. So just by we are born to the Brahmin family, it could be some ancestors somewhere, then we would have born to Brahmin family. It doesn't mean anything unless we want to follow a lead of a life to a true Brahmin. Okay, true Brahmin is not discriminating people, not discriminating. We follow a true, follow a true culture. Those things. Okay. So what is kind of misinterpretation, and though that creates
it is a personality or a characteristic, as opposed to born in a family or by profession, as priestly duty or born. It's called 9 or 10.
In the 9.
Kula Brahmana, Karma Brahmana, and Guna Brahmana. Jati or Kulam, that's what. Jati Brahmana, and then Karma Brahmana, and Guna. What we teach the children, we only concern about Guna, the characteristic, the personality. We keep repeating it.
Yeah. That's okay. See, the reason I'm saying is, in my opinion, my eyes, my friend Krishna is a true Brahmana by character. Okay, he followed. So when people can take everybody, every day's help and everything, and what makes them say that, this you cannot be part of this, you cannot be part of this. Okay, it's a very, that's what, we try to teach people. It's very difficult for these people. They have believed in certain ways. Okay. So what I want, these are the things I could do to stop certain things in my house. So what I made it clear that if any sin comes that because of I am not following the culture, it will come to me because I am the karta, I am the eldest person there. Let me do that because I also go to class. This Purna Vidya I learn, and also I go to class in the evening. The Ashwin is teaching that. I also learn truly. I try to understand the true meaning of that. Our scriptures has a lot of very fantastic meaning, and I try to follow through. None of the scriptures say, just take away from this. None of the scriptures says any discrimination about any people. No scriptures in any form, whether it's a gender discrimination or because of this, they consider none of them consider Brahmana as not high or other things, Satriya is low. There's nothing says very clearly. It's just the way they do life. It's called some classification. That's it. Okay. So the one final thing, what I want to take away from this event is, you are welcome to reject all our supposed tradition. You are welcome to reject. Only thing is, you have to have knowledge to reject. Please learn in a proper way, in depth. I tell at least 10 years, don't mind, so I keep repeating that, so you will be repeating one more time. Okay? Please learn, understand completely before you reject or anything follow. Once you understand, you will be able to follow and you will carry through your life and also your son, daughter, and going forward. Okay? That's what I'm requesting, and I'm requesting parents also encourage people to ask questions. Please ask questions. Teachers, we try to find as much as possible answers. We don't know, we try to find answers for you. Okay? But ask questions. Why is there way? I know that sometimes I know that there are a lot of good questions. I didn't have answer. I went and found the answers, and then I gave the answers. Okay? But ask questions, but follow something which you completely understand, and don't disregard just because I don't believe in that. Okay? Without understanding. That's what the message I want to pass. Okay?
Thank you.
So I want to make a point about this. Not all of us may face the things that Murali Uncle has faced, but I hope if we face it, we act like Murali Uncle did. I really applaud what he did. I'm glad that he had the opportunity to do that, but many of us may get opportunities to not be able to say something. He put his foot down and made things happen, and he recognized that, the gentleman, Krishna, who did that. You should give the speaker's name so people can can match up with
He
it.
did say Krishna.
Oh, he did? Okay, fine. I should be awake. So anyhow, so thank you, Murali. I really appreciate you sharing with us. So why don't we all get up? All right. So let's go out there and learn something.